So yesterday we read the article about the world's fastest eaters. Today you're going to take the finding text evidence sheet that looks like this, and you're going to find evidence in the text. I'm going to walk you through the first couple together, and then I'm going to set you free to do the rest on your own. The good news is all of the answers are right here in the article. You just have to find them. So the first question says, find the sentence that tells how food eating contests began. So we're trying to find how it began. And I'm thinking as I go along in this article, probably looking at this subtitle, The History of Speed Eating, that might actually help me a little bit. I'm looking for how it began. Well, it says eating contests began as friendly pie eating contests at county fairs and picnics. That is my answer. It even goes on to say these contests included children and adults. They sat side by side with their hands tied. So all of that could be considered the answer for number 1. So underline it, but also make sure that you put the number right next to it. Okay, the second question says, find the sentence that explains the International Federation of Competitive Eating's official stance on intense speed eating training. Well, I know there was a section in the article after I read it about training. I think it was right here under behind the scenes. Let's see. It says, here's the word International Federation of Competitive Eating. They discourage anyone from using this harsh training. So I'm going to underline this sentence right here. Due to the risks involved with this type of training, the International Federation of Competitive Eating discourages anyone from using this harsh training. Very dangerous. And I'm going to put number 2 beside it. Number 3 says, find the sentence that tells the new world record for hot dog speed eating. And I think I saw that back here when I read this paragraph about fierce competition. His determination paid off. He won the mustard belt, $10,000 in cash, and he had broken his own world record of 72 hot dogs. Chestnut ate 74 hot dogs. So this would be the sentence where we find who and how much. So that is the answer to number 3. And then number 4, find the sentence that tells what the word sanctioned means. And I saw it in italics. Actually, it's not in italics, but I saw it up here. The sport is often sanctioned or officiated by the International Federation of Competitive Eating. So that's the sentence. And that's the answer for number 4. But what does sanctioned mean? It means officiated. So it kind of means like be ruled by. The people who make the rules sanction it. So that's 1 through 4. Now for questions 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to use your sheet. For number 5, it says find 2 pieces of evidence in the article that support the idea that it was very difficult for Joey Chestnut to break the world record for hot dog eating. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but I think somewhere probably in this paragraph about fierce competition, you can find 2 pieces of evidence. For number 6, find 2 pieces of evidence that support the idea that speed eating takes a serious amount of work and commitment. Just from looking at my subtopics or my subtitles, probably somewhere in this area could tell me something about that. And remember, I need 2 pieces of evidence. So for numbers 5 and 6, I would underline 2 sentences and put the number 5 in the 2 places and put the number 6 in the 2 places. Number 7, find 1 piece of evidence that highlights an individual who paved the way for today's competitive eating athletes? I'm thinking that could be in a couple of different places, possibly. I'm thinking maybe either in the fierce competition or maybe even up here in this part. And then number 8 says, find one piece of text evidence that would make you assume that this sport can be quite damaging to the human body over time. And I remember reading that over here in the behind the scenes section. Okay, so I'm going to set you free now to find your evidence. Remember number 5 and number 6, you'll find 2 pieces, and number 7 and number 8. And don't forget in the passage to put the numbers beside them.